Alright, we are the Miasmics from Verona, New Jersey. We are a ska-ish band. Ska reggae rock is how we like to say it. And right now we'll just introduce ourselves, and then Dean is gonna give you a little history on ska and the waves. And then Shuby's gonna, give you some stuff on jazz and how he rocks so hard, and I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. I am Matt. Ow. I'm from Verona. I go to William Patterson University. I'm a music major, sound engineering major in the music program at William Patterson. And see.
Thanks, man. Good job. No problem. My name's Steve. Go to University of Scranton, PA. Neuroscience major. Yeah, that's right. And I'm a rock star, okay.
My name is Matt. My nickname is Shuby. I go to Mason Grove School of the Arts at Rutgers, and I'm a jazz performance major. And yeah, that's basically it.
My name is Rob. I go to William Patterson School of the Thugs in Wayne, New Jersey.
Represent!
And no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's not a school of the arts. No, are you serious? No, I'm serious. My Yeah, I
Holla!
Holla back. She's an alumni. I've been playing for my whole life, and that's probably more than you wanted to know already, so go ahead.
Hi, I'm Dean. I also attend William Patterson University. I do not have a major. I'm a freshman, and that's it. I am a sophomore.
Oh my.
Now I'm a sophomore, still without a major. And that's it. Here's...
Good evening. I'm Andrew Lyman, and I go to school with Shubi. I'm at the Mason Girls School of the Arts down at Rutgers. I'm a music ed major, want to teach, and I do this mostly, and play with these fools. This is like my second year with the group. It's been good times.
How'd you all get together?
Well, I guess Robbie and Dean have been playing, since 4th grade, and I was the kid who kind of sat there, and I was like, hey.
So you didn't play anything at the time?
I didn't really do anything at the time. And then I guess around 7th or 8th grade, I bought a bass guitar, because we needed a bass guitar. So me, Robbie, and Dean, and then Shubi kind of came in the picture, because we were all, childhood friends. Started playing some cover songs, some Boston,
some Radiohead.
We were just all over the place. And then we were like, hey, Scott's really cool. So we called up, Steve and, Shubi's already in the band. And then Pat, who is not here anymore, he's in the Marines. And he was our trumpet player. And we just started, playing it and loving it. We've been doing it for 6 years ever since. So.
And funny story, our first show, Matt was away for most of the summer, so he didn't learn half the bass lines. So we had Chris play the bass lines. This was like in 8th grade, so Chris was like half of our bass player, and then Matt was the other half.
And then I started playing bass and then singing, and then I was like, I don't like playing bass and singing at the same time. So Chris came back 6 years later.
And then, then we picked up Drew, because he's the cutie. We actually picked up Drew before Chris, but that's not, doesn't really count, because we had Chris in 8th grade, so.
So yeah, all right.
Didn't introduce Chris.
Yeah, oh, Jesus.
The bass player.
He hides in the back.
Yeah, I'm really hiding.
You are.
My name is Chris. I go to William Patterson. I don't have a major either. I'm a sophomore too. Nice to meet you all.
Okie dokie. We are here to teach you about ska, a little bit about it. Does anybody, well, first of all, we are here because we got an article done on us in the Bergen County paper or whatever it is.
The article was actually ska, but they had a featured band.
We were in that, so they asked us to do this and teach everyone a little bit about ska. Here we are. Does anybody know what ska is?
You in the back.
You want, I
just know a bunch of. Oh, okay. Ska's great.
Ska's good. Ska rock on top. Did anybody want to say anything about ska? What they think it is? All right. Yes, it's upbeat.
What else?
Horns.
The fusion of reggae and rock.
Reggae and rock.
Reggae on speed.
He said a good comment.
Beats on reggae on speed.
Yes. Beats stressed on 2 and 4.
Very true.
Very good.
Very nice.
Okay, so a little brief history about ska. It originated in Jamaica in the late 50s, early 60s. And what was going on was that there was these all these DJs in Jamaica, and they're playing American blues and jazz, like Duke Ellington and stuff. They were spinning, and everyone was dancing and partying, having a great time. Then rock and roll started to come over, and the Jamaicans were like, we don't like this rock and roll, we can't really dance to it, we need something new. So this one guy, Clement Dodd, was like, we need to fix this. So what he came up with the idea to mix Jamaican folk music, mento, and mix it with jazz, blues, R&B, boogie, and of America. Put it together, and they got the upbeat form of ska, which is heavily jazz influenced, and then along with calypso and a lot of other stuff. So and they you know, ska, everyone was dancing and partying and having a good time again. Voila. And then, the first song we just played was Monkey Man. Monkey Man. It was written in the first wave of ska, which is in the 60s, by a band called Toots and the Maytals.
If anybody's ever seen that Wild Thornberrys movie, it's on the soundtrack now. Done in the third wave, which Dean will clear up.
And well, the first wave was in the 60s with bands like the Skylights, Prince Buster, Desmond Decker, and they're all doing their thing. And then when Jamaican immigrants started moving to England in like late 70s, early 80s, they started the second wave of ska, known as the two-tone era, with bands like Special, Madness, Selector, The Beat. And it was called the two-tone era because this guy started up a record label, Two-Tone. And the whole idea behind it was, you know, black and white, two-tone checkers, you know, this unity, racial unity between the youth of Jamaica and England. So that was more of like an upbeat, like rock-influenced type of ska, and then it moved again to America with the Toasters, and then from then it became like the third wave, and then from that branched off to like ska punk, ska core, you know, the Boss Tones, Operation Ivy, all those bands. And now here we are playing ska for you. I guess we're kind of still in the third wave. It's considered to be the third wave. And
Monkey Man started being played.
oh yeah, Monkey Man started in the first wave with Toots and the Maytals. Second wave, it was played by the Specials, and now third wave, it's being played yet again by Real Big Fish.
And it's on that movie soundtrack.
Yes.
Now we play.
Ska is everywhere. You probably hear it all the time. You don't even realize it. It's on commercials, car commercials,
Skittles commercials.
What?
Kablam.
Kablam.
Theme song was by the
Toasters. I don't know, probably. Well, they have like a lot of like studio bands go in and play like ska riffs for like commercials. And there's one car commercial, I think, or some type of commercial, which is like some other band covering a Madness song, and there's like, you know a song, One Step Beyond. Anybody? There you go. And they were playing that song, and it just said Madness, but you'd only get it if you knew the band. Okay. Yeah, it is. And that's a little bit about ska. And now we will show you the waves on our instruments.
Wave.
Wait.
This is, we can play that, but not right now.
We're playing the first wave.
This is like a traditional first wave blues progression that you would hear back in the day. Even now by new bands like the Slackers and stuff. And then also I forgot to mention that ska was the first music to come from Jamaica that was popular, and contrary to popular belief, it was it's like the grandfather, as I think Prince Buster said, the grandfather of reggae music and father of rocksteady or something like that. So from ska came rocksteady, then reggae afterwards, even though people usually think it's the other way around. And now we're going to play reggae. Part of playing the upbeats, obviously is slower. I think the story was, like, this is just a rumor, I don't know if it's actually true. One summer was really hot, so all the ska bands and all the ska DJs in dance halls, because it was so hot, started to slow everything down. so everyone would dance slower because it was too hot to dance. And that's like the myth of how reggae started.
Put the rig.
I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the little story.
And you can hear I used like rototoms, which I got here. There's a lot of like Latin, you was saying calypso influences in reggae and in ska that they would use like timbales usually to give that nice like sharp cutting sound with like a lot of flams and stuff, with a lot of like rim shots, like stuff like that. And so I bought rototoms because they're more versatile and they kind of sound like timbales, and they were cheaper. It's no lie.
And then in the second wave, in the Toots era, it became more poppy, and we kind of played Monkey Man in that style. And now we're just gonna play a little tidbit of that style. And then in the third wave, it got even faster in certain instances, and it was like. And that was them just being fast, I guess, because the kids like it. And then bands, the third wave bands like Kestrel 2 and the Boss Tones, Millie Fish, even play faster to the point where you can't dance.
And you just want to like throw yourself into other people.
Twitch, because it's just too fast. And it's like, I'll play that.
It's like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and the bass player were playing different keys, but that's okay. Irrelevant. Nobody can tell. Now we're going to not do that. To talk a little bit about the instrumentation.
Indeed we are.
Indeed we are. Well, first, obviously, I mean, drums keeping like the downbeats. I'm doing the upbeats. Bass player's holding the groove. That's basically the rhythm section. And the horn players are doing their thing. You want to explain? Yes, I'm doing this.
There's like 3 things the horns do. We play melody, we play background on the upbeats, and we also solo. Do you want to go into solo and explain it? Or just like demonstrate? Right. This song is called Soul Cold. It goes a little like this.
First, the horns are going to play the melody.
Right.
And then
we'll play the
leads
and solo.
And then I'm going to solo.
And we'll play the upbeats along the chord progression.
So yeah, usually I'm backing them up. In this instance, we're switching off, and they're going to be back.
It's going to be
switching it up.
horn started out with the melody, then they went back, they switched with the guitar, which was playing the background. They played the background, guitar did a solo, and then at the end, the guitar came back with the melody as the horns did the background. And just shows you the versatility of the horn section.
Yes, yes. And now, we're going to play a song for you. And the reason we're going to play this is because you're going to hear Shuby. And he's going to be doing a lot of crazy things. And it's because he listens to jazz, because, well, he'll tell you how he does it, how he makes his magic. But, so yeah, this one's called Losin It.
And in this song, you'll notice that it's not really a traditional ska song.
Not at all.
We have some ska, reggae, funk, rock, your odd time signatures. We kind of throw it all in there.
How many of you guys are like in band at school or whatever, you know, into music or like play an instrument? Okay, cool, cool. Well, if you know music, you may know like time signatures. We go from 4/4 to 7/8. Alrighty.
Okay, whoever's interested in this stuff should really like try to find out like music theory classes that your school provides. If you really want to get into some kind of music or any type of music, really go into the music program in your schools and
Know your theory.
lots of stuff. Yeah, music theory is very key. And this song will explain why.
Shuby's gonna show you. Tell me what's in my mind. It's taking over all the time. Tell me what's going on. I can't figure out now what went wrong, and now I don't know what's going on inside my head. Shuby, why don't you tell them a little something, something.
Alright, so like we've said, you know, ska comes from a lot of influences, one of which a big influence is jazz.